Hi, I just wanted to talk about feeding at the moment. Things have changed a little bit for a lot of people, how much they can train, how much horses are getting exercised. So it's really important to keep their horses on lots of forage. Now that the weather's turning, lots of people who haven't been able to turn out can turn out more. So the horses will be getting more grass. We always take into account the type of hay we've got. We have it analysed so we know what sort of nutrient levels are in it, and we base our hard feed around that. Our horses all get fed 3 times a day plus a late night's bran mash, and we tinker with the food daily really, depending on how much work the horses are doing. When they're not working so hard, I'll lay off the oats, or maybe even lay off some of the other mixes that they're on. And when they're working harder, I'll supplement with more oats and more electrolytes and things like that. So we very much vary how we feed depending on how much exercise and how hard the horses are working, also how hot it is outside, obviously that's not relevant at the moment, and also how much turnout the horses are getting. And our Haygain steamer is something that we always use when we're travelling. Some of the horses are on steamed hay all the time, and some of them just are on it for travel so that we can eliminate all dust but still keep all the nutrients in the hay. So we work closely with Haygain to make sure our horses are really well set up for what they're doing.
Feeding tips are a little bit difficult, obviously, because every horse is different, but I do believe they do need the right oils, depending on the horse. I do think the feed that you give your horse must agree with your horse. And then as a rider, you need to adjust your energy levels to decide how much energy you want in your horse. So good quality feed. Don't ever go for anything but the top. And I think that everybody decides what they like to feed their horses. I think you've got to think of the horse rather than yourself, because we're not eating it. So, but good quality feed. Feeding small feeds, but often is always the best. And yeah, I mean, and make sure you've got the right oils in there.
Hi, I'm Fletcher, and my top 3 feeding tips are: 1. To feed horses as individuals. Different horses need different feeds. Whether one horse needs heating feed, another horse may not. So to make sure that they're on the right feed for them is really important. Number 2 is to feed forage little and often. We feed our horses 4 times daily Haygain hay. This helps keep their routine as natural as possible, and feeding them Haygain hay keeps their respiratory system clean and working well. Number 3 is to not overfeed your horses, especially at a time like this where they might not be in full competition work. It's much better to feed your horses up when they need it than to overfeed them now when they don't.